Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we are to episode 11 of Evolve. Um, it's kind of been a really good so far with this show. I mean, I really can't complain too much about a lot of it. I feel like altogether, if you look at from episode 1 to 10, like there's a lot of good. Obviously, there's some bad, but yeah, we'll jump into this episode. I think this episode was just very poorly timed because I think they do these. I want to say like at least a month or two in advance. And yeah, this episode just goes around a bunch of stuff that just it doesn't need to really be going around as we'll jump into it. So it's Gallus who's been released against Kiana Carver and Harlem Lewis. Obviously, it's interesting to see Gallus here because I think they were here to be like the prime bad guys of everything, but that didn't work out, I guess, for what they were doing. And this match itself, it was okay. Obviously, you're gonna have Harlem Lewis and Kiana Carver eventually just kind of break up because they're trying to be the biggest dog on the in Evolve and get that first championship. So all of that makes a lot of sense that they're gonna go back and forth and back and forth, and they finally had enough being teammates. And yeah, so I mean, I thought it was okay. I wish that it would have been Harlem Lewis to take the pin than Kiana Carver. I mean, he's been so like unstoppable that it kind of feels bad to have him take the pin there because that's it's first loss. But I mean, again, it's just something undevelopmental that happens. I'm gonna put this match in the C. I thought it was okay, a little too short for my liking. I definitely feel like they should have gave them more time. Next up, we had it's Callie Armstrong versus, is it Mason Holiday? I always forget how to say her first name. Um, Obviously, kind of more of a squash match type thing, which is again, it was about the same as long as the first match. So like, I feel like they really didn't need to have both of those type of matches on here. But I think this one was a little bit better. It shows off Callie's strength. She's been phenomenal so far in her matches in Evolve. I think she's had the most. I think this is her fourth match. It's third or fourth, but like she's been there at least about a third of all the shows. So I think it's been good. I think she's primed to maybe win that championship. So I'll put it in B, slightly better than the tag match. And then we had Bernal versus Itzgall. That Itzgall, I do not like his character, mainly just because like when they went to backstage, he was just annoying. It wasn't even like those annoying heels, kind of like the Miz or something like that, where you respect them because they get under your skin for that. He's just an annoying person. The match itself really wasn't anything. Again, Javier Bernal has been released. They gave him like a brand new gimmick or brand new design just to release them. The match itself wasn't anything, so I put it in D. It's probably one of the worst matches that we've had on Evolve. I'd have to go back and look at all of them, but I would say it's definitely bottom three. And then we had Troy Yearwood being signed to Evolve. He was on LFG. I think a great thing to hit it with the iron hot still with people, watching the show and stuff. It's about to get to its season finale, so getting somebody in there. Troy, from the show, I thought was, pretty solid. I don't think he stood out too much of being like, the number one guy or anything. Obviously, not winning it, but I feel like it's a pretty solid signing. I put it up in A. I like that they are using that so all the shows are starting to connect, and that it's kind of like that Marvel Cinematic Universe thing where you have different shows going from different things and different stuff. So I think it makes it pretty cool for somebody who watches all that stuff. So I put it up in A. Obviously, I think hopefully this is a week thing, like that we get more and more from each week that we'll get some people in there because I think it'd be really cool. Next up, we have Lexis King versus Super Sean Legacy. This was the main event. I think I like Super Sean Legacy. He's probably one of the better male wrestlers. Alexis King, he's okay in NXT. He's like the example. Like, yeah, he's an annoying heel, just like it's Gal, but like at least it's just that he's doing it for his character. But I think the match itself was okay. I don't think it was anything too crazy. We had the distraction finish, which was pretty good too. I guess, obviously they can't have Lexis King losing here. He just was the Heritage Cup winner. But you can't put too much on to Super Sean Legacy because he's about to be in the title match. So I thought it was pretty solid altogether. I put it up in B. Slightly better than the Callie Armstrong match, but not too much better. And then we ended the show with Brindley Reese being attacked backstage. I think it's a cool angle. I like having that there's story and there's factions. Like everything that they're doing here is starting to make it feel like a real show and not just a cash grab to developmental people that like where it's just like, hey, we're gonna throw them out here. Tubi's gonna pay some money and we're going to just do whatever. But they're actually like legitimately trying to make it a story that you want to watch week to week and not just watch highlights or just talk about, or seeing like the results. Like you actually want to go in there, maybe watch some of the storyline now. So I think it's cool. I think that's a really good touch. I think altogether with this, I would probably put it up into A. Obviously, it can go terribly wrong on who is the one that attacked her, because we've seen that plenty of times. It's a trope that they've used a lot, and it can get really bad. So we'll have to see how that goes. But overall, I think I put the show maybe like a B minus. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. I think that match that's down in D is just a stinker that really just could have taken that match out, given the time to the other two matches, and the card would have been way better. I think we would have had at least like a B or an A almost, because it wasn't a bad show. It's just that match was just so boring and just not anything. Plus, it just kind of sucks because it's like that's Burnell's last match probably in WWE. I mean, he got released, and I don't think, unless they filmed another one. But yeah, no, next week looks pretty strong with the matches that they have on there. The next couple weeks, because we're gonna have the title, like elimination matches and stuff. So I think there's gonna be a lot that's in the next 2 weeks. So it'll be pretty fun. But if you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We do Evolve every week. We do Raw, we do SmackDown, we do a bunch of other tier lists and stuff like that in between, match card predictions. And this is a season that's busy of stuff because we got PLEs all over the place and all that fun stuff. So if you guys enjoy all that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.